All right, y'all. Welcome to another live stream, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I'm your host, Moshe the Commentator. As you see the title, 12-year-old unalive 8-year-old cousin over iPhone. What the heck the world is coming to? You know, when you scrolling through these news articles on the internet, you don't expect to see stuff like this with children, killing children. This is sad. Over iPhone. I'm gonna go ahead and play the news article on my phone so y'all can hear it. But yeah, I pray all is well with everybody that's listening, those who's coming through. Make sure y'all hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. It boosts the algorithm. It's just been a crazy summer. I mean, it's just been a lot of stuff going on these YouTube streets around the world, but mainly on these YouTube streets with some of these content creators. I mean, it's just been crazy. I mean, it's a whole plethora of drama. You know, I mean, it's like the WWE on these YouTube streets. Straight up. It's like the WWE all soap opera, if you want to call it that. But anyway, yeah, this is a sad story. 12-year-old unalive, 8-year-old cousin over a phone, an iPhone. Sad. I'm going to just wait a few minutes, wait a few seconds, people to show up, you know. Waiting for people to show up there. Just wait a few seconds to a minute like that. Sure y'all hit that like button. For some reason, let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me too, by because I got my microphone plugged. My webcam is working. My microphone plugged, so. So I see one content creator just went live. Too late to throw in the white towel. YouTube beef in the 30 sector. It was gonna be a long hot summer on these YouTube streets. Yep. But all right. I'm gonna go ahead and play the article and get on because I ain't gonna be on here all day. I got things to do. All right, so let me pull up the article there. Hold up.
Thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and we appreciate you staying up late with us. First up on The Factor, we start off tonight's show talking about a grueling situation. A 12-year-old girl is accused of smothering and killing her 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone on July 5th.
Wow, over an iPhone. She smothered her 8-year-old cousin. Smothered a 12-year-old. Smothered her 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone. Is this what the world coming to? You got children killing. You got 12-year-olds out there killing their cousins over a freaking iPhone, a freaking device, a computer. Is this what the world is coming to, y'all? What about the parents? What the parents got to do with this? We're gonna touch base on this. Let's let the article play. Let's let the article play.
In Humboldt, Tennessee, they were both visiting their grandmother's house. Now, according to the county's prosecutor, a security camera recorded the killing inside the bedroom the young girls shared. The recording shows the older child using bedding to suffocate her cousin as she slept in the top bunk. After the child died, cleaned up the victim and repositioned her body in bed. We have with us to talk about this tonight therapist Dr. Jasmine Boone and fathers Lewis Hunter. So, Lewis, as a father, when you first read this story and saw the video reports, your thoughts about it?
I was shocked. I was shocked to the extent that I realized the world that we live in today. the fact that you could have a 12 and 8-year-old fighting over an iPhone, cousins, mind you, at grandmother's house, and then have the 12-year-old kill her cousin and then come back and position the body and try to cover up what she had done. That doesn't happen overnight. That's not something, you don't jump from most juvenile crimes of property-related burglary, vandalism, but you killed your cousin behind an iPhone. They need to lock her ass up. And
I agree with Lewis. He got cured himself. The brother on the he said he need to lock her behind up. I agree. Lock her up. She knew what the hell she was doing. 12 years old. She gonna smother her 8-year-old cousin. She know what she was doing. Lock her up. Try her as an adult. Come on now. You got 12 years old out here carrying guns in some of these neighborhoods, shooting guns. I don't care if their brain ain't fully developed. You got child soldiers around this world. In Afghanistan and Africa, you got child soldiers. Of course, they child soldiers against their will. They don't want to be child soldiers in a war. They're against their will. But this is America. At 12 years old, you should know right from wrong. When I was 12 years old, I wouldn't even think about doing nothing like that to one of my cousins. Yeah, we got into scuffles. Me and my cousin, we got into scuffle over, the game controller or over an action figure. But it never crossed my mind to want to unalive one of my cousins over a toy or a video game or something that we got into a scuffle. What this world coming to? Let's let the video play.
Got back into bed and went to sleep.
And I also read, I'm glad you mentioned that, because they said that they didn't find out until like a day or two later, I think.
They had to go watch the video. Grandmother. And imagine what it was like for the grandmother to go and view that video for the first time.
But it also makes me question, why is there a camera in an 8-year-old's room? A 12-year-old's room. So there had to have been behavioral issues before that had not been addressed. And I'm sure they're going to scream mental health and, all this other mess. And I'm curious to know what's
they gonna quick to throw that mental health card. Yep. No, mental health, my foot. She knew what she was doing. Bull crap. She knew what she was doing when she gonna suffocate an 8-year-old cousin over a phone.
Mental health issues or therapy that she may have had before this.
All right, Dr. Jasmine Boone, your thoughts on this disturbing situation?
It's so unfortunate, and it's so like no one wins. Poor grandma, poor moms that lost both of their babies one way or the other. But, we don't know. According to the article and news, there's no speculation of mental health issues. So ruling that out, we do have to take into consideration that this girl, this 12-year-old, her brain is not fully developed.
True.
Right? So we're talking about the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, now she using all them scientific words. Yeah, it's true her brain ain't fully developed, but she still knew what the hell she was doing. You can miss me with all that scientific explanation. Talking about the frontal cortex and all that stuff. Come on now. She knew. You got 12 years old out there thinking they're adults around here. 12 years old, they don't want to act their age. They think they want to get into adult situations. No, they need to act their daggone age. That's the damn problem with the world today, And you wonder why society is collapsing. When you take morals away from a society, and the issue is a lot of children ain't being reared knowing who the Most High is. They're not being reared in households with a Bible. Grandmother ain't passing on the knowledge of the Most High no more to the children, because the grandmother today, she's young. She's younger, and she trying to twerk the granddaughters. Grandpa still trying to be on the corner hollering at the young chicks. Instead of being a wise wisdom or wise man, he's still drinking 40s. Grandpa today, he younger, and he's still trying to go to the club and hang out with the 20 and 18 years old. And he like damn near 40, 50, 60. Yeah, let's continue.
Is responsible for decision making, consequences, the pros and cons, weighing them out before making the decision, long-term consequences, like all the things that the prefrontal cortex is responsible for. She hasn't matured into that yet, and won't for another 12 or 13 years.
Who cares? She still knew what she was doing. We talking about an 8-year-old that lost her life.
They want to try her as an adult, but who?
What about the 8-year-old that lost her life? She talking about that's not how she ain't gonna be fully developed within another 12. Who cares? She murdered her 8-year-old cousin.
she is at 12 will not be who she is at 24, 30, 40. Like, literally, her brain is not fully matured, right? And so I personally and professionally don't think she should be tried as an adult. I think there is a desensitization that's taking place with the social media and all that good stuff, where she may know, like, I want to kill her, but you don't know the gravity and the long.
That's the problem right there, that daggone social media. Social media is warping the minds of people, especially the youth. You know, when we was coming up, we didn't have that social media nonsense back in the 90s. You know, and we didn't get exposed to that social media nonsense till like maybe the early 2000s, you know, when MySpace first came on the scene. But like back in the 90s, you know, and early 2000s, we had that social media. And when Facebook came on the scene, that's when it boomed. That's when social media exploded. Now, fast forward today in 2024, it's just, you just see, it's just ruining the minds of people. It's warping the minds of adults and children.
Impact of your decision. And so I don't know that trying her as an adult is fair.
And before we get to you, Lewis, one of the issues I have here is when we as a society, all of us, covet a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's a electronic device, but in this case, we're willing allegedly to kill for it.
Yep.
And adults are even worse.
Mm-hmm.
We see it even in toddlers. The phone is like a deity now. It's like a god to a lot of these younger.
You heard what she said? The phone is like a god to some people. And that is true. When you watch the show American Gods, that show American Gods about these pantheons from mythologies, they are really fighting against the new American gods, which is like social media, technology, you know, the banking industry. Mm-hmm. And these iPhones and smartphones are part of the American pantheon of these false gods, you know, like social media, you know, money, status, you know. You see, in this American society, it's no different from the Greco-Roman societies, because in the Greco-Roman society, even before the Greco and Roman societies, like in the Babylonian and Egyptian societies, they had a god for just about everything. They had pantheons. America ain't no different. They could miss me with that, or we a Christian nation. That's nonsense. That's bull crap. America, this society, has a pantheon of false deities. You know, many pantheons. Even when it comes to like in Texas, we already know, like in Texas, one of their gods is the gun, the blazing iron, the gun. That's one of their gods. Even in America, that's one of the gods of America. You know, the gun. And now you got this iPhone and smartphone. I mean, people are willing to kill for this. You know, they're willing to kill for this phone. You can't take nobody's phone away from, especially a teenager. You got cases of teenagers raising their hand to their parents. You got some of these teenagers, they take their phones from them, they gonna raise their hand towards their parents. If they took something from us coming up, if my daddy or mother took something from me and my brother, because we was on punishment, we won't dare question their authority. We have to just take the punishment and you know, go with the term of the punishment. These days, these children think they could do what the hell they want. They want to raise their hand to their parents and don't realize they're making a life a living hell. You don't raise your hand to your mother or your daddy. You know, man, and your mother. You're supposed to honor thy father and thy mother. That's the 5th commandment. You know, straight up.
It's like a god to a lot of these younger kids, where
a Bible where the Bible never electronic device, but in this case, we're willing allegedly to kill for it.
Absolutely.
And adults are even worse.
We see it even in toddlers. The phone is like a deity now. It's like a god to a lot of these younger kids, where
a Bible where the Bible never could get.
Boom! A Bible where the Bible never could get.
That. Absolutely. It is sending them into a tizzy, and
warping their minds.
Pay attention to this, because not only is it the phone, like, what are they watching? In researching this, I just randomly decided to just scroll Instagram and came across 5 murders or clips that were leading to a murder before it got cut off.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be exposed to this on a daily. Like, we shouldn't have access to this, and we're adults. So think about an adolescent or a child.
I would like to know what's going on with the gluteus maximus cortex part of this kid. How many ass whoopings has this kid got leading up to this? There had to have been a discipline issue leading up to this. This just does not happen, overnight. And so I would really like to know, what's with discipline. I think discipline is a big issue.
Exactly. I agree with Lewis.
I think cell phones has a lot to do with lazy parenting.
The lack of discipline. That's what's going on.
You can watch whatever reality show or whatever you're into on television. You can get some quiet time for yourself. I know that they charged this child with, or from what I understand, they charged her with first-degree murder. But like I said, like she said, there's a lot of talk right now as to whether or not you can charge this young lady, and it's become real unpopular.
Yeah, the most they could do is probably they charge her for first degree, but she'll probably do time in juvenile hall.
And as a result, the way the statistics read is as though juvenile crime has gone down. But I think that the reality is that not as many of them are being prosecuted because it affects the professional resume of a judge who may want to move on to higher elected positions.
All right. We want to thank you.
We already know the justice system is corrupt anyway. But yeah, it's a sad story though. It's a very sad story. Unfortunately, 8-year-old girl lost her life. She was unalived by a 12-year-old cousin over a daggone iPhone. And that is true. The lady said on the video, people today, they treat these phones like a deity. It's like I say, it's part of the American pantheon. You take somebody's phone from them, man, they really stab you, shoot you. You got some people in toxic relationships, man. You got men dealing with that. You got men dealing with, they want to check their woman's phone. Their woman ready to turn into a were tiger and claw the man to death. You got some men, man, want to turn into the hawk and throw the woman out the window over a phone. That's what if you in a relationship and your partner defensive about not letting you see the phone, that's a red flag. They mean they doing something they have no business doing. And this social media is a cancer that's destroying everything in this society. And these phones is part of the problem. Like I say, you need a phone to contact your loved ones and for emergency, but these phones have evolved into a monster, a digital monster. These phones, and she killed her 8-year-old cousin. And what I think about when I think about that article, it takes me back to the book of Genesis about with Cain and Abel. That's what it reminds me of. The spirit of Cain. The spirit of Cain. So I'm gonna go to the book of Genesis, and, because this is what it takes me back to when I hear this article, the story of Cain and Abel. And we don't know what was the motive. We know that the 12-year-old she smothered her 8-year-old cousin over the phone. It could have been jealousy. I don't know what was going on the phone. I don't know what was the motive, but we know she lost her life. So let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 1, and it reads, the book of Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And it reads, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Most High. And Adam knew Eve, meaning he got it in with his wife Eve, and she conceived and bare Cain. So we know Adam is the father of Cain, not Satan, because you got Israelites, they want to teach that heresy out there talking about, Satan is the father of Cain. Satan had sex with Eve. That is blasphemy, man. That's heresy. That's a goddamn lie. That's not Bible. I just read it says, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord have respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth or angry, and his countenance fell. And the Most High said unto Cain, why art thou angry or wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou do well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou do not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. So you see, you don't think that 8-year-old girl, you don't think her blood is crying up from the ground? You know, her 12-year-old, and I'm sure this 8-year-old girl must have looked up to her 12-year-old, because you know your younger cousins, you can always have younger cousins that look up to you, you know. You're going to always have your younger cousin that look up to you, you know, and you're supposed to protect them. You're supposed to be a positive role model to them. I had many younger cousins looked up to me. They respect me. Some of them, they're adults now. They got their own families. They got their own children and families. And they still look up to me. And I'm proud of them, how some of them turn out. And, you know, you don't do nothing like that to your cousins. That's your family. That's the spirit of Cain. She going to unalive her 8-year-old. And then she going to try to pretend like she was sleeping. She going to prop her body up in the bed and like she was sleeping. This is sad. I'm telling you, y'all. We in some strange times. We in some dire times. But who we got up in there? Salute Yaquaba. Salute Brother Yaquaba. Salute Sister Naomi. And salute to everybody that's watching in the background. But yeah, this is sad. You know, we should not be seeing articles like this, you know, of children killing each other over a daggone iPhone. I'm telling you, people, this is a daggone idol. It's a stronghold, because anything that you put before the Most High is an idol. And these phones are a huge idol that's plaguing. It's an altar. It's an altar of worship. People are making these phones an altar of worship. You know, you got people be on these phones 5 hours straight all night, texting, you know, going through social media, browsing through Facebook, Instagram, looking at nonsense. These phones are an idol. It's an altar. It's the wrong altar of worship. It's an altar of worship to most people in America. Salute, Master Moshe. Big salute, brother. But yeah, it's a freaking idol. Because as I recall, in the Big Ten, let's go to the Big Ten, the 10 Commandments. You know, that first commandment, the book of Exodus chapter 20, the book of Exodus chapter 20, starting at verse 1, and it reads, and Yah spake all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah, thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other Elohim before me, or gods with the little g. You see how I got the little g? Meaning false gods. And when you see that little g, that means false gods, man. Come on now. And like I say, these iPhones, these smartphones, these tablets, I mean, I see it all in the public, man. I be seeing their parents be giving these children these tablets to calm them down. You see, when we was children growing up in the 80s, in the 90s, man, shout out to us 80s babies, man, us millennials, shout out to the 80s babies. When we was 4 years old and 5 years old, our parents gave us a stuffed animal or a toy, a favorite. You see, I had like stuffed animal, a favorite stuffed animal. One of my favorite stuffed animals was like a beagle, a dog. It was like a stuffed dog. And, you know, I held on to that as a child. You know, I didn't have no phone, no device. We wasn't even thinking about that. We wasn't expecting the world to evolve like that. We were just happy to have our favorite action figure, our favorite stuffed animal, our favorite you know, outfit, you know, stuff that made us happy. Now these days, parents they pacifying their children with these tablets, these phones. I mean, soon as they come out the womb, soon as they start saying their first words, soon as an infant make 5 months, they putting a phone in the infant hand. I mean, this is what the world is coming to. These phones are turning people into virtually robots. The movie The Matrix was talking about that. They want people to become a battery, a machine. When you watch the movie The Matrix, the first Matrix with Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves, what Morpheus told Neo when he showed him that battle, he said, they trying to turn you into this, meaning a slave, a digital slave. They want society to become slaves to these technology. Even in the Terminator tried to warn us. Skynet, what the Terminator was about. Humanity fighting against the oppressors, which was the cybernetic oppressors, the Terminators. They are the oppressors. We want to talk about the pale man, the so-called white man. No, it's gonna soon be. We gotta be worried about the man that's made out of bolts and screws and cybernetic parts. You know, straight up. It's gonna be the synthetic man that's made of wires and oil instead of the man that's made of flesh and blood, the digital oppressor. We already under the digital oppression with these phones. But all right. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, thy Elohim, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Generational curses, y'all. When they read that in verse 5, Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Let me read that again. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers, the sins of the fathers, unto the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So like that's what I was talking about. These phones are altar of worship. It's an altar of worship. They are when people be on these phones for like 10 hours, 5 hours all night, you serving them phones. You bowing down to that phone. It's an idol. It's a false god. It's a false god. You know, I know men want to get on women being on their phones, but you got some men be on their phones too. You got some of these men be on social media gossiping, me being more catty than women. Some of these men, they more catty than women. Man, when I see, especially what's been going on as of lately on these YouTube streets between certain content creators, I mean, you got men in the chat room instigating, kikiing, haha, like women being more catty than women. And you wonder why some of these sisters not respecting y'all brothers, because y'all so goddamn catty. You know, y'all messy. Y'all more messy than women. What the hell? A man not supposed to be more messy than a woman. That's a female trait. You can expect a woman to be messy. You know, that's female nature. Not no man. You know, but I rest my case. But let's jump down to verse 13. Thou shalt not kill. It really supposed to be thou shalt not murder, because murder and killing is a different thing. You know, murder is shedding innocent blood. Killing is like is you defending yourself. You know, see what happened to this child. She was murdered. This was a murder. She unalive her 8-year-old cousin over a freaking cell phone, a goddamn cell phone. Don't make any sense. And I know she gonna feel bad because the guilt gonna eat her up. The guilt will eat her up. Because her conscience gonna whip her. You know, it's sad. You know, it's sad we gotta hear stuff like this. Real talk. You know, but like I was saying just a while ago, when I was 12 years old, I didn't have thoughts like that. You know, like I said, I got into scuffle with my cousins. You know, when you're children, you're gonna get into scuffles. You know, you're gonna fight over the video game controller. You're gonna fight over an action figure or something. But I never thought about harming one of my cousins or unaliving one of my cousins. Heck no. Like I said, to show you the times we living in. It just shows you the times we living in. You know, and they gonna go use the mental health excuse. No, she still knew what she was doing. It's true, yes, her brain ain't fully developed, but come on now. You got Like down here in New Orleans, you got 12 years old, got AK-47 in some of these dangerous hoods in Louisiana, walking around with AK-47s, assault rifles, and they ready to kill a grown man. You can't tell them nothing. You a grown man, you trying to correct some of these young goons out here, man, they gonna rock your snot box with no question asked. That's in any hood in America, in any hood, so you can't come tell me, oh, their brain ain't fully developed. Their brain ain't fully developed, then why the hell you got some of these 12-year-olds in certain communities and hoods walking around with guns? You got, you walking around with guns. I'm talking about military grade guns, assault rifles. Come on now. Walking around with assault rifles. Like they ready to go to Afghanistan or somewhere. But yeah, thou should not kill or murder, But like I say, these phones is part of the American pantheon of false gods. Straight up. It's, like that show American Gods. That's a good series to watch. It's the show called American Gods. It talks about, even the intro, even they show the intro of the opening scene of the show. It talks about, it just shows you how people used to worship, their gods and stuff. And today, the new god that most people worship in society is technology, social media, money, guns, it's just gambling, lust, all these low vibrational things that goes against the spirit. This traits of the flesh instead of the fruits of the spirit. It's just a bunch of terrible, like I said, where the parents at? Where the parents at? Why the parents not speaking about this? Come on now. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because what would make this 12-year-old want to unalive an 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone? Doesn't make sense. And I'm sure the 8-year-old probably was trying to struggle and fight. She probably was begging her 12-year-old cousin to get the pillow off her, Just straight up sad. It just make me think about 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8 in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8, and it reads, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. You got a lot of little monsters running around here, talking about they on demon time. Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8, it says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters, meaning terrible children. Children talking about they on demon time. And that's going on in society today because you got the wildlife coming into the cities. You got bears roaming in the suburbs looking for food. You got deer showing up in your yard. You got coyotes showing up in your yards for some people that live around woods and all that. Society is backwards. It's just flipping out. Exactly. You got some, they know they engaging in that now. They not supposed to at that age. They doing that now. That's why I say these public schools are is a haven for wickedness. Homeschooling children is the best option. Because these public food systems, they don't give a damn about children. You got teachers messing with the children. And it's a daggone shame what these schools are becoming. And it don't matter if it's the public school or private school, because a lot of people, they want to talk crap about the public schools, but you got a lot of heinous stuff going on in these private schools, these so-called religious private schools. You got a lot of heinous things going on in those private schools, where these so-called uppity people send their children to these private schools. But yeah, that was 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8 I just read. That's in the Apocrypha. But yeah, it's sad, when things like this going on. We should not our people need to get it together, man. You see, back like when our parents was young and our grandparents, our people had that sense of community. You don't have that mentality no more. Like when they say it takes a village to raise a child, you had that back in the day. You had that back in now these days. You can't tell people children nothing. Without the parents, you gotta deal with the parents and the family members coming to trying to check you. If you're trying to check somebody's child for being out of pocket, you gotta worry about the parents and the rest of the family. It's not supposed to be like that. See, back then, if you got out of line, you got a whipping by the person that you disrespected, the teacher, and your parents whip you. Now, ever since they have lack of discipline, and that's a major issue. Like the man said in that video I shared, it's a lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. I had my share of butt whippings coming up, and I appreciate my parents for correcting me, because if you don't get corrected as a child, you're gonna think you're gonna be able to defy authority all over, until you defy the wrong type of authority and they throw you in jail. And that's when you're gonna be crying for mama. That's a case for a lot of these young jakes out here. They want to defy the rules, and when they get thrown in jail, they crying for mama. You should have listened to mama when you was a child. Straight up. What's good, Lost King Gaming? Yeah, salute. But yeah, it's sad you're hearing articles like this. I don't like seeing articles like that. Children killing children over an iPhone. A freaking iPhone. I'm telling you, man, they so obsessed with them iPhones. I don't see what they see. I'd rather Samsung anyway. Team Samsung. I don't know. Apple too daggone expensive anyway. They products are so daggone expensive. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, man, how y'all day going? I just wanted to come on here and talk about this. That's the problem. These children today, they're not being taught the commandments. Proverbs chapter 7, like it says in Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1, it says, "My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thy eye. Bind them upon thy fingers. Write them upon the table of thy heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flatter with her words." But yeah, they're not being taught the commandments. Like I was saying earlier, in most households today, these children are being reared in a household with a Bible in it. You see, when I was a child, both of my grandmothers had Bibles in their house. My grandmother, man, she had a Bible, them big old textbook. Big old Bibles with the textbook size. The textbook, even though they had them whitewashed images in it, but still they made sure they had Bibles in the house. You don't see that these days. And it's sad. Since they want to be on their phone all the time, they got countless Bible apps these children could be downloading. These parents need to enforce their children to download Bible apps. You got a plethora of Bible apps they could download, so it's no excuse. If you don't have a physical Bible, if you're a child, you can't afford to get a physical Bible yet, download the digital Bible. You could go online. They got Bibles online. You can go to KJV Bible online. They got Bible Hub. They got Bible Gateway. They got many Bible websites. There's no excuse. But no, they want to be bombarded with these social media nonsense. And you got to understand, parents, you got to watch your children, because there's a lot of predators out there looking to kidnap children. There's a lot of stalkers, a lot of predators out there They pose as a innocent person, but really they out to get your children. You know, they out to get your children. You gotta be careful. You gotta monitor your children. You gotta monitor. Exactly. They kidnap children from the parents. That's what these devices is. I mean, these devices are of the devil. You know, like I said, we need these devices. Ain't nothing wrong having a phone and a tablet because you need them to function in society. Don't get it twisted. You do need your phone because most people, a lot of people today, they don't have landline phones like that. They just use their regular phones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thy eye. Man, they not trying to learn about this wisdom in the Bible, man. You see, unfortunately, the majority of our people, they are wise to do evil, but when it comes to do good, they won't even move one finger to do good, and that's sad. Our people want to come together to unalive somebody or to line somebody up, but you can't get a group of black men to come together to start a business and start a build up a society. But when it comes to lining up another brother or setting a brother up, oh man, they'll come together. They'll devise. They'll orchestrate one of the best ambushes and schemes to ambush and line somebody up, one of their ops up. But when it comes together to do something positive, like to build up a business or break bread and build up a business, oh man, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Exactly, and that's the thing. A lot of children ain't being taught that, brother Yaquaba. Yeah, they taught us not to talk to strangers, and that's the problem. Parents today, they just let their children wander off. They taught us not to open the door. If we don't know that person, do not open the door. Don't talk to strangers. Don't get in a car with somebody you don't know. You know, even if you know that person, don't get in the car. They taught us that too. Even if you know that person, don't get in the car with them. Yeah. You see, we was taught that. That's the whole difference. We was taught not to talk to strangers. Don't open the door for a stranger. Don't get in the car with a stranger. You know, even if you know that person, don't get in the car with them. But these days, they just let their children wander off in the streets. You know, and that's the big issue. You know, you don't let your children wander off in the streets. Even in the animal kingdom, you don't see the lioness, the female lion, let her cubs wander off. Because if she let her cubs wander off, her cubs gonna get eaten by a rival male lion or a pack of hyenas or other predators out there in the jungle. That's common sense. Even the animal kingdom. Pay attention to the animal kingdom. When you watch these wildlife documentaries, the mother animal, she always protective of her cubs or offspring, especially the bears. A mother bear, she watch her cubs like a hawk. The mother bear, if you even come near her cubs, she gonna turn into a raging beast and tear you to shreds. Even a male bear don't try to mess with no cubs, you know, because that mother bear, she will fight that male bear to the death to protect her cubs. But humans, people today in this modern day society, modern day parents, man, they just let their children wander off, man, into the unknown, and their children could end up getting caught up into some buffoonery that they're gonna regret. It's just a hot mess, straight up. It's just a hot mess. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on them. You got to keep an eye on them because there's a lot of traps and snares out there. There's a lot of traps and snares out there. How do a channel that complain have millions of subscribers and millions in donations? Yeah, I know. Because people love drama, Yaquab. It's sad that the channels that want to promote positivity, we don't get support. We don't get the support and donations. But if you promoting drama and toxic behavior, man, you get all the views. That's the world we live in, brother. It's just a wicked world. This world, they love drama. They don't love righteous stuff. which takes me to, Isaiah talks about that. Isaiah chapter 5. Let's go there. That's the type of world we're living in today. That's why I say this book is true. The Bible is the true word. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. And that goes on a lot today. A lot of people think they're wise in their own eyes. They want to lean on to their own understanding. They don't want to trust in the word. They don't want to read this word and get the wisdom from on high. They want to lean on to their own understanding. They think they're wise in their own eyes and don't realize our wisdom compared to the Most High wisdom is minute compared to his infinite wisdom. Our wisdom is foolish compared to the unlimited wisdom of the Most High. He look at our wisdom as foolishness compared to his, compared to his. But you can't tell it to most people in society. They be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna still do me. I'ma still do me, bro. I'ma still do me. You could talk all that all you want. You could come with all these scriptures you want. I'ma still do me, bro. I don't care about that. I'ma still do me. Until they get slapped in the face by the Most High and they fall face down. And now that's when they want to try to slowly but surely, man, you was right about what you were saying in that Bible, man. You don't have to tell them, I told you so. You just be humble by saying, look, man, anytime you want, man, I'll tell you what to read. I'll tell you what chapter and verse to read. I say, read these couple of Proverbs, read some Psalms, brother. You don't have to be like, I told you so. No, don't be arrogant. Just be humble about it. If they come to you like that, man, I'm going through it, bro, man. I could use some of that word, man. I say, man, read these songs, man. Read the gospel, read the gospel of Matthew or something, read something to uplift your spirit, and you take it to prayer. You take it to your prayer altar. You take it to the Most High yourself, bro. And you repent. That's how you handle that. Yeah, that's how you handle that. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, like I said, this got to stop though. This iPhone, and like I said, it's adults too. It's the adults even worse when it comes to this phone worship. People they will, like I said, they will run and fight you over your phone, fight you over their phone. I mean, go bananas, just go berserk over a damn phone. And these devices, these cell phones and social media, they call it social media, but it's making people anti-social. Why you gonna call something social media, but it's making people anti-social in real time? Most people, they'd rather live on social media or the internet. They don't want to go outside no more. They don't want to go in the park. When you go ride around in your communities, you don't see too many people in the parks these days, unless it's an event going on. Like if it's a event going on for the public. But I'm just talking about like on a normal day, you don't see too many people outside like that. You don't see too many children playing outside, riding their bicycles, playing with a frisbee, a kite. Most children today, they don't even know what a kite is. They look at a kite, they'll be like, what's that? They'll probably be like, what the heck is that? We had kites, we had remote control cars. I miss them days, going outside, playing with my remote control cars. We had them Tyco RC cars, them little RC remote control cars. Tyco, man, we had a blast playing with those remote control cars. And children don't play with that today. They too busy being on these phones and tablets. And like I say, you still need to go outside and get some air, And like, you got to, say, hey, look, cut that tablet off, take a break from it, and go outside. But some parents will tell it to their children. Them children want to throw a fit. They want to throw a fit and go crazy. Yeah, that's how we made friends at the park. Exactly. You made friends at the park. Sometimes you'll meet your first girlfriend at the park, I'm just saying, But yeah, that's the way the world is getting, though. It's like social media and these phones making the world more smaller and smaller. It's making the world more smaller and smaller. Straight up. But all right, I'm about to go ahead and get off of here, because I gotta go get me something to eat. I'm hungry, Gotta go ahead and get me something to eat. Like I said, it's a sad story. I just wanted to come on here and share my 2 cents about the article. Y'all think they should try her as an adult? She still should serve time. Even if they don't try her as an adult, she still might do time in juvenile hall. Because that's first-degree murder, man. Come on, now. She gonna strangle and smother her 8-year-old cousin over a damn iPhone. It's sad. Straight up sad. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off of here. Y'all have a blessed Shabbat. I know we're about to approach a Shabbat in a couple of hours, man. Y'all be blessed. I'll catch y'all on the next one.